you very much. So now we have, let's see, about 8 minutes for comments and questions. Yes, Roy.
Yeah, I had some issues. It lagged a bit, but I don't want to. It's a good presentation. I think it's very informative, but I don't know. I can't shake the feeling that there were some issues with wording and stuff. I was already typing in chat. Like, I know it's not the first language, but if you're saying like non-autistic people and you describe them as normal, or you describe the autistic people as different thinkers, which means they're different from you, that it's I was a bit with the terminology. I was a bit at odds with the terminology. Like I'm not that person who then immediately goes into the offense, because I'm like, yeah, I know what the underlying intention is good and stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to try to think about the terminology that you use in a presentation, because it's, some people can get offended by that. Like I know the intentions are really good, but it's, yeah, that's it, kind of. And I also found it funny that my work wasn't represented in the pie chart, like psychology and social work, which is interesting. That you haven't met an autistic person who, or a person with autism that does that sort of stuff, because I've met a few. So, but you know, like I said, it's more of a nitpicky thing, but I did want to bring it up because, yeah, it's that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the comments. I did notice that too, and I do remember when I was a visiting scholar in at Timo's institution, I came across with this, can you say, perhaps language issues, that it's perhaps something is lost in the translation there, that there are good intentions, but my field is special needs education, and in the discussions, the word normal was used a lot. So I think it's a translation issue. I don't know, perhaps someone can continue with this.
Yeah, I just to iterate on that one, I think so too. I'm totally in agreement there, that if it's not your, that's also why I said I know it's not the native language. But if you do make a presentation for, I just want to say it's something to think about. If you do make a presentation, especially with a conference where there will be other autistic people, like I said, I'm not someone who goes immediately in the offense, and like I understand all the intentions behind it, but yeah, not everyone in the autistic community is that. I don't know how to word this, but you know, I've seen attacks on speakers just for that, even though the intentions were, well, attacks is a bit of a harsh word. There I go with my words, but yeah, stuff like that. I don't want to take too much time away, but yeah.
No, it's good. Thank you, and I agree with you. Gavin, please.
Yeah, I appreciate Lars' presentation. As someone who has multiple complex challenges, I understand lost in translation is nothing new to us, and but I think being overbearing with that, we really have to not just worry about strategy and reinvent the wheel here. I think we really have to focus on the culture, and I think this is so important of this conversation. Yeah, not to just get caught up in the language, but really to develop and go forward and develop a culture and remove bigotry from any form of language or abuse, and really just focus on the parity, equality, and inclusion component of this forum going forward. And I think, yeah, as an autistic person, I try not to get caught up or get too offended or get too much of a hurry. I'm really more focused on the individual components, and I think I ought to ask Lars for a job because he's probably one of the most inclusive employers out there. And yeah, we'll see if he comes back to me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the big employers have got some fast tracks for people from the ethnic minorities, or gender fast tracks when they're trying to improve the gender balance. But as for autism, you're just left with the selection procedures, and that can be very difficult to pull through on those, particularly as they do a lot of business games in the selection process that need a lot of small talking and cooperating with other team members. And so a lot of high functioning Aspies don't get hired at.
All right, thank you. Any other thoughts? Yes, Mark.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I really like this idea of the creative thinking or different thinking as a catalyst for change, or as a catalyst for innovation, because in my background it's a lot about design and design thinking, and that's exactly the kind of thing that you're looking for in team members. And you want a diverse team, and you want people who approach things from different ways, and there's no right or wrong way, but what comes out at the end is different perspectives, and then you have a choice of what to make with all these different inputs. And I think what Dirk said was very much along those lines, that you want you want innovation, and you want people who perhaps can disrupt the normal thinking a little bit. And that sorry, I use the word normal as well, but I don't mean it in that context. So it's really the ability to be creative, and to be instinctively creative, and bring new perspectives in. I think that's a really good skill and strength that's often underrated.
Yes, definitely. Okay, I'm looking at the time. Okay, please, let's make it quick. A microphone.
I'm Dirk. Hello.
Hello.
I want to apologize that sometimes I missed the right wording. That's right, perhaps. But that's a problem I'm often confronted when I speak with Asperger autists or people in your area, scientifically based. But you can believe me that these people who hire people, that's companies, they understand what I say, and the presentation is for people in companies. So they need to understand it in their words, you know. And what I missed perhaps is to change the wording for you. So I want to apologize but I hope that the content of my presentation is quite okay for you, because I see the need of people who are really creative, and we have these people here. And that's what I wanted to say, and it's necessary to bring them into jobs. That's all what I wanted to say, and I hope it's okay for you.
yeah, no, just like I said, I didn't want to take, I was itching to make those points just because I know it's a big point within the community, but I didn't want to take away from the discussion, because the presentation itself was great. Like I said, I agree fully with the message, and the presentation itself, like the message and stuff, was really great. Everything else about it was really great. So that's why I didn't want to make too big a point out of it. But it was itching to mention it. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. So I will work on this, and but thank you very much that I got the opportunity to present you what I do, and thank you very much.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing, because it's awesome.
time to move forward.
We really appreciate it, Dirk. And
Yeah.
perhaps it's also something that we should have said. And you know, in other events, I have done that. I should have mentioned at the beginning that there is a clear language and terminology different cultures, and there are different sensitivities about it. And we really, I think we need to be above that a little bit, because we want to bring people together from different countries and cultures. And we don't want to spend too much time talking about that, but rather deal with the issues at hand.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion for future to underline what type of language what to use and make a safe space with the language too. Okay.
Incidentally, the good practice guides have a section in them about terminology where we make that clear, but we're also very inclusive in saying that everyone, you know, different people choose their own way of describing things.
Right. Okay.